Well, let's go through this together. At the end of the last video, I said that she may be blown up. So before we add fuel, let's hear her run. That might be a fuel issue. I can't tell. Sounds pretty dry. Oh, I hope it's just fuel. Okay, we've added some fuel. Cycle that fuel pump a couple times. Let her build some pressure. Engine power reduced. Change oil soon. Service airbag. Can't even rev her up. Boys, oh boys, oh boys, that's rough. Gonna need the computer for this one. But I'm willing to bet she's down at least a cylinder. That's last thing I want to do is pull that stupid motor out again, but guess we're gonna. Look, we got him on his knees. Where you been, Dennis?
Oh, here, there, and everywhere.
He ran away from us for a while.
Yeah, a little bit.
The old car's been sitting here idle.
I'm back, and hopefully we're going to get your legs back under.
Do you think it's blown up?
I don't believe that it's blown up. I think it's just got one of these codes that prevents everything from working the way it should.
We gotta get rid of that code. You'll never guess. We're in there testing doing all these tests at the pedal, and Dennis realized we were at the wrong spot, so we walked around and realized we had a no voltage going to that sucker. Well, that was because she was unplugged. Let's give her a whirl, Dennis, whenever you're ready.
What is this?
Oh, that was so show me it and I'll give you an explanation. It was a big ball of goo. I was sitting in the car talking on the phone to a guy the other day, and I picked it all off the door while I was on the phone. So yeah, I don't have ADHD or anything. All right, give her a whirl. Ah! Listen to it. Will you listen to it? Holy freak. We even got the O2 hooked up on her now. Intake sucking away.
Alright, so you're yelling at the camera.
Ah, beautiful. She's not dead. She's alive. What do we got down here smoking? Oh yeah, I sprayed some Sinto lubricants on some nuts down there.
Well,
She's alive!
That was probably one of the easiest fixes that we'll have in this journey.
Ah, feels good. Feels good to be alive again.
We can find first now.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That's been tricky before. So, which bushing was shot here, Dennis?
This one here. You compare it to the other one, where we have that bolt.
True.
There was a bunch of play in it. I've got it locked right now in the neutral position, but there was a bunch of play in that bushing right there, and it wasn't causing us to get it. It was causing us to not get it in first.
Yes, sir. Just like that, we can shift the car to first. It runs and it's not blown up. Today's a good day.
Yeah, it's a very good day.
We're going to be racing again in no time. Holy frig. we have a new shifter. We have a giant pile of wires. Look at that beautiful man. And we have a firewall started. The construction is on. So we'll have to get that welded in. And then we'll put another piece across here. That'll be our firewall. So according to the rules, the battery's going inside the car, so we'll have that nice and handy to us. Build a battery box, and the fuel cell will be in the back, in the trunk. How we making out, Dennis? She's starting to take shape.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Starting to feel like a race car.
Yeah.
Be no time, and we'll have a cage in it. Also, Dennis has built 2 templates for the floor here. So we've got a hole back in there. And we're missing a piece there. So Dennis has got 2 templates built for that to go in. We're going to build another template here and we'll come back and see you in a minute. Alright, today we're going to look to see what we accomplished yesterday because it's pretty sweet. Firewall's all started, just needs to be welded in. We cut and fit. We're kind of up against needing a welder at this point. The battery's moved inside the car. Get reading the rules. That's where it goes. So now we'll have no wires towards the back whatsoever other than the wires we will run to the fuel cell, which is going in the trunk. So today we are going to measure the door bar size we need to buy. We're going to measure for the thread awl that's going to be on the up through the hood. Might have to set the hood up on. So right up in here, thread all from the frame up through, hopefully, onto or through the hood. We also have to do the same in the trunk, up through. Hopefully it doesn't screw up having a wing on there. So, happy with where they'll pop out through there. They'll be good. Take this back off. So, we want to pop down into here. Ooh, brake lines everywhere. That's tough. Maybe we'll weld her right in the seam here. Fit her in. But regardless, we're going to want 12 wouldn't be enough. I want to say we're going to go 14 inches. So the reason for this, you leave your stock hinges as per the rules, but you apply 2 race style hood pins. So we will have a nut washer, probably a cotter key in the thread awl, just as a safety. Really don't want that hood coming into my windshield during the race. These ones are going to be a bit more interesting because the truck goes in quite a swing. Marker, marker, marker. Where did I leave it now? Okay. Ay, ay, ay. I'm used to just chaining these. Not worrying about it. It might be at the expense of the wing, for being honest. So where I want to put it's right up where these mounts are. I can put it right up through them, right? No problem at all, though. Just put a nice big hole. Probably destroy the wing at some point, real fast. This is what Cliff's doing. Stay tuned for the next YouTube video because your snap will be in it. Well, here's where we stand with the car. We are at a point where we need to bleed all the brakes again. We did the ABS style bleeding the other day, so we're going to try bleeding them for not ABS. And then probably need a master cylinder for the brakes. Front end, it's in pretty good shape. We've got the car running again. Well, we'll circle back to that, but it did fire up. The engine codes are gone. We had that sensor unplugged. We've got the floor material all ready to go in. We're just waiting on a welder. The rear firewall is all ready to go in. We need to cut a couple pieces of firewall for the front. I took the doors off just because we're going to be starting the cage real soon. And just easier. Don't have to open, close, beat yourself off them. You got the space. And circling around to the firewall and whether this car currently runs. It's not blown up. That's as good a news as we could have. But it's not running right now because where we're putting the firewall in, we had to unplug the fuel pump. So we could just run a few wires to the fuel pump. We'd get it fired. No problem at all there. But right now, today I ordered a fuel cell, ordered some toggle switches, and an inline fuel pump. So once the firewall and everything's in, floor's in, we're going to be mounting our fuel cell in the trunk. Battery, we need to build a battery box for the front up here. And then we have to mount a fire extinguisher to the battery box. So we got to get onto that. Fuel cell and the battery box, we need to get them done. Front end's pretty well. We got to get our thread all up through the hood, up through the trunk. Fuel cell in the trunk. Took the trunk off too. Just to have it out of the way. I was tired of fighting with it. But yeah. So yeah, that's where we stand at the moment. The cars, we're getting closer and closer. We're gonna hopefully have a welder here this week. Start welding. Once we're welding, we're gonna be going hard at getting the cage in, fuel cell, battery box, and then we're down to just the final touches. This door, I'll probably do a lot of that because that doesn't really matter. And then we'll be up against painting it, window nets, getting the harnesses in, fine tuning, and some stickers. So stay tuned, we're almost done.